Welcome back. You might be that person who's making those weekly trips to get pain injections for chronic neck or back pain, or perhaps some other type of temporary relief, only to face setbacks time and time again. That's a common story for many who turn to Dr. Miller at Total Health Chiropractic. And today you'll hear from one patient who had several back surgeries, only to find that the DRX 9000 is where she found her relief.
Are you one of those people that feel like you've wasted your life with ineffective and repetitive treatments recommended by doctors that just aren't working when it comes to your chronic neck and back pain? I mean, that's definitely a story that Dr. Miller here at Total Health Chiropractic has heard over and over throughout the years, and he's helped people like Liz, who we'll get to her story in just a moment. But thanks so much for joining us, of course, here in the office today, Liz and Dr. Miller, for having us back.
Oh, we're happy to have you here. And, as you mentioned, Leanne, it's a struggle because people are hurting, they're in pain, but the other thing that they have to deal with often is just the time and the effort it takes to actually get anywhere with this. A lot of times you have to wait so many weeks or months to get into a doctor's office to get checked, and a lot of times people are hopeful maybe they're going to have an answer for me, and they leave in frustration because they're referred to another doctor's office. Maybe they got to get some different imaging done or different testing done. So then it's another couple months till you can get in. It's just this hamster wheel. There's constantly spinning that wheel and not really making any progress, and it's just frustrating. All the time they're hurting and not really getting anywhere.
What types of things are you hearing that these people are trying over and over and not getting the results?
Well, obviously with neck or back pain that's chronic, most patients are taking a variety of different medications. Many have tried physical therapy multiple times. Some even mentioned that it made things worse, so they had to stop. But once you get beyond that, a lot of times it's injections at pain clinics, and there's different ways of going about that, but I think the most common approach is cortisone to chemically reduce inflammation. Hopefully the nerve isn't pinched as bad. But, that can be painful as well. It's a pretty large needle put into your spine. Sometimes people have to get knocked out for the procedure because it's so invasive. And, like anything, there's going to be side effects with that as well. But ultimately, many do face neck or back surgery. And, it's just a very permanent change that can't be undone. And, we can oftentimes help those people as well. I think that sometimes people, when they have heard of us, think, well, I've already had surgeries. They can't help me. I'm done. And that's not the case. We've helped a lot of patients after surgeries that didn't work well, get out of pain and get their lives back.
And speaking of surgeries, Liz, we were talking, and you said you've had, 7 back surgeries?
Correct, and 3 fusions. And so the fusions are the thing that worried Dr. Miller, I think, the most. And he told me can I tell you the story real quick about what happened? Because it was really fascinating. So my son-in-law, Curtis Hamilton, was watching television and saw something like this that was advertising Dr. Miller, and he called me right away and said, you have got to go. You were having a free, in the evening, an explanation of how this all works and all. And I was like, okay. Not so sure. I've gone through so many surgeries. My last one was just last year, about a year ago. Yeah, exactly, thank you. So I went to the seminar here, and it was just amazing. And Dr. Miller blew me away and had the appointment, and then he took a bunch of x-rays, and I got my MRIs, and we sat down and had an appointment where he was able to show that he could help me. And I was so thankful. I was so worried that it wasn't going to work. But he said it would. And it did. Yeah. And it did. And I'm sitting here today so happy. I mean, I can do so much more than I used to before.
Yeah, so you were to the point where you couldn't play with your grandkids, you couldn't do any of those things that you're supposed to take great pride in doing.
Exactly, and a lot of pain, and that was, that's no fun.
Absolutely. So as far as Liz and what she was saying, she had those fusions, the surgeries, and used the DRX 9000, right?
We did, Leanne, and the concern is, and we can post some x-rays of Liz, you can see that fusion in her back, but the concern is when you fuse the spine, before that, every level takes on a certain amount of stress. And so when you fuse these areas together, stress is pushed above and below the fusion. Those areas around it wear down very quickly and often become a problem. And that's what happened with Liz. And on those x-rays, there's a green arrow pointing a little bit higher up, and it shows that disc was quite thick. But there's a red arrow above and below her fusion, and those two areas, the discs of L2 and L5, had degenerated and worn down very severely. That's what was pinching the nerve. And so I offered her our DRX therapy program. It's a medical device to help regenerate those discs. And because we can get very specific, we worked above and below the fusion, leaving that fused area alone. And by correcting those disc issues, she says she's very happy and able to live more normally again.
I love that. So you need to get people in here to take advantage of that special that you have.
We do, and we don't want them to suffer, and just don't give up hope. Even if you've been told that there's nothing else that can be done, we've been pretty creative over the years and found some solutions for people. But if they call our office, they can schedule a consultation and an examination for $20.22 to celebrate the new year. And for the first 5 callers that call, we're going to give them a free hydrotherapy massage. It's warm, rejuvenating water. Help them start feeling better right away.
All right. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling so much better as you head into the new year.
Oh, it is magnificent.
Thanks so much, Dr. Miller.
Thank you.
Thank you.